India where, but there's a nurse in India somewhere. So she is working with the COVID patient, and she's been working for such a long time. And then she made a video. She said that I've been doing Sudarshan Kriya every day, and there's also this one Shakti drops that we have. It's an immunity booster. So she says she's been doing these two things, Shakti drops and Sudarshan Kriya every day. And she says all the other nurses, they've all got the virus except her. She's the only one who has not got it. And she says it's all because of Sudarshan Kriya. That's what she says. But it is true because Sudarshan Kriya really strengthens your immunity. Yeah, it does. Meditation, Sudarshan Kriya, it does. All these things strengthen the immunity.
That's amazing. I would love to see that video.
It's a short one. I'll send it to you.
Yeah. Definitely, I'll share it with everybody. Then there are some people who said either I'm impatient and I can't meditate, or I have no time to meditate.
That is why you need to meditate, because you're impatient. And you don't have time. So it's like saying that I would love to brush my teeth, but I'm sorry, I don't have time to brush my teeth. Have you ever said that? No. What is 20 minutes of meditation? See, there are certain things that we make the time for. We make the time for breakfast, lunch, dinner. We make the time to brush our teeth, to shower, to work out. You make time. It's not that we don't have time. Every single person, it's a matter of prioritizing. And I think every human being, you can spend 23.5 hours of the day chasing other things. But at least half an hour a day you give to yourself. You're not meditating for anyone else. You're doing it for yourself. Do that. Take out that time for yourself. When are you going to do it? While you have the human body, that is when you have to do it. That's the only time you can do it. And don't say, oh, when I'm older and all that, I'll do it, because then you can't sit, then you'll have aches and pains. Right now, do it. Make the time to do it. What is there? Just how you go and clean your body. You need soap to clean your body. Like that, you need meditation to clean the mind and rejuvenate it, to energize it. And you will see that the mind becomes so productive. You will become productive. Your body will have more energy. The mind will have more clarity when you start meditating. Do it. Start tomorrow. And right now we're all in lockdown. You all are not. Sorry, we are. But still, things are slower, right? Business is not operating fully. Is it operating fully right now? No. You have the time. Make the time. Meditate. Now is the time, right now, when there's all this turmoil going on in the mind, when there's insecurity going on in the mind, fear going on. Meditate. Meditation is what helps us. Do it. What is that? 20 minutes a day? At least start doing it. You will love it once you start. That 20 minutes when you sit with your eyes closed, that is your time. That is just your time. No, there is no one else, nothing else. It's just you and yourself, your time with yourself. That's it. It's very beautiful, that meditation, that, just sitting with yourself for 20 minutes is lovely. Do it. Start doing it.
One of the other question a lot of people have asked is, what is the impact social media has on our relationships?
Social media can be used the way you want to use it, right? Social media can be used negatively. It can be used positively. Social media is just a medium. So if you want, you can use it for positive things. You can, share positive things with each other, good information, good news, some knowledge points. You can do all that, or help people. There are positive things you can do, and some people use it negatively. So it's up to you how you use it. Social media is just a medium. We use it so much in active living, and especially now, these days, all our courses happen online. I'm talking to you all online. Um, we're using everything. We're using social media to give strength to others right now. So that's being used in a positive way. It depends how you use it. Go ahead.
Why does Art of Living charge for their courses?
Why do we charge for our courses? For the same reason, when you go to buy shoes, they charge for it. When you go to buy clothes, they charge for it. When you go to a restaurant, they charge for it. But the only thing is that, when they charge for it, they take it home and they buy nice cars, nice clothes, nice this, nice that. What we do with the money? We go and we adopt poor children, we make schools for them, we save rivers, we do so many social projects. See, nothing can survive without money. That's how the culture has been created by mankind, that everything costs. So if I want to teach you a course, no one is going to give me a free hall, no one is going to give me a free airline ticket. We have to pay for everything. So that expense comes out, and then after the expense comes out, whatever is left goes for charity. Don't think that this little amount is a price tag on the knowledge. You cannot, if you put all your lifetime's income together, it is still peanuts. You still cannot pay for this knowledge. You cannot cover it. The knowledge is invaluable. It's priceless, this knowledge. But by charging what we do, it's not like it's a huge amount anyway. So whatever little amount you give, see, every human being wants to do charity. Everyone wants to do something good for others. But we just don't know where to go, how to do it. We don't have the time. We don't know where to go looking for, how to help people. We don't know exactly how to do it. So when you pay for the course, what money goes for charity, it is your charity. The merit goes to you. It's forceful charity that you're doing. You're doing good. You're building good karma. And that's all there is to it. It's not like this, that your money goes into buying anyone a bungalow or a Louis Vuitton bag. That is not happening. Your money is only feeding some poor child or giving some poor child an education or saving some water somewhere or something like that, a river, something like that. Yeah. So be happy. And I would say, don't ask, why do you all charge? You should feel like, can I give more? How can I contribute more? Because directly towards all the projects, right? You should think like that. It's not that anyone is charged. It's a non-profit organization. So we don't charge for like profit. And you can take charity. So many other some spiritual organizations, they don't charge for courses, but they ask for donation. We don't ask for donation, we charge for the course. We say, okay, and there's, what's wrong with it? There's nothing wrong with it. If you can, do you ever you pay a few $2,000, $5,000 for a bag? Do you ever say, why are you charging us money? Why don't you give us a bag free? Have you ever done that? No. Or you may even just go buy a pair of Nike shoes, or you may nothing. You may just even go just something simple like one bagel or one, anything. You don't say, why aren't you giving it for free? You pay for it. You expect to pay for it. Then why is it only when it comes to spirituality people expect it to be free? So this is not necessary. Anyway.
Thank you for answering that question, which runs in people's minds sometimes. Then, a lot of people.
Anyone's fault. It's somehow it's there in our culture before, and I don't know why. It's not. Anyway, this is like a new way of thinking.
Then, nowadays people find, especially amongst the youngsters, they don't share, they're unable to share their emotions, they suppress them. And there's a lot of depression which is prevalent amongst the youngsters. What is it which causes this, and how can one overcome this?
There's a lot of pressure on children these days. And we really need to pay attention to their mental health. Children go through their little struggles in the mind, and sometimes we miss it as parents. as elders, we miss it. No one has taught children how to deal with emotions. We teach children everything, neither in school nor have they been taught how to deal with emotions. And I think it is very, very important, especially in today's day and age, to add, to inculcate some spiritual values in them. Their education must be value based. Only then, uh, and then and bring out an all round, um, you know, uh, help them grow in a holistic manner rather than just academically. Because there's so much more. Children have so much talent. We need to bring it all out, nurture the talent, and that will also help them deal with their stresses. Mm. But definitely some spiritual education, a little bit of yoga, a little bit of meditation, a little bit of value-based education. Teach them to go out and help people, care for people. Uh, just make them go out and do a little bit of service, and that will also enhance those human values and those qualities that they're inherent in children, and we can nurture these in them. There are many courses also that we do for children.
One of the questions was to do with immunity. How can one increase your immunity?
I just said meditation, pranayam, meditation, of course, Sudarshan, I told you about,
Mhm.
and stop eating sugar. Refined sugar basically can damage, can inhibit your immunity for 5 hours. So refined sugar for now, I think it is completely. You can have uh, you can have honey, you can have jaggery, you can have syrup. You can have those things if you want your food sweetened, if you want dessert. We all want dessert, right? So you can use all that for now, but stay away from sugar. And also another thing is, I'm simply repeating what Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji has been telling people. He says that have like a little decoction, like a tea with ginger and turmeric and a little bit of black pepper. You need black pepper with turmeric to make the turmeric effective. So have a cup of, have once or twice a day. See how you feel. What is the weather like over there right now?
It's summer.
It's summer, so maybe once or twice a day have it. So it could be a little bit. Don't make it too strong also. And that is a good thing. And eat more, if you can. Organic, find organic, have organic, have more fruit, more vegetables. Stay away from refined foods for now, because they do inhibit the immunity. So yes, have a light and clean diet. That'll help you right now. And exercise and breathing exercises really help you for now. So do that.
Thank you. One of the other questions is, people have said that, when I'm reading knowledge or hearing talks, I feel very good. But after some time, my restlessness comes back. I'm not feeling that sense of peace later on. How do I get that sense of steadiness, calmness throughout the day?
So this is what Gurudev says about this. He says, when you go to a restaurant, just by reading a menu, you're not going to be full. You'll have to order the food and eat it to feel full. So, in the same way, just reading knowledge is nice, but it's not going to bring transformation. You will have knowledge, should be experiential. Anything that you read is information. So, information works up to the intellectual level, but there is no peace in the intellect. Peace is in the being. So, that experience of peace, that experience that you're looking for, that doesn't come just by reading. You need a practice. Some practice will give you uh, that peace which is long lasting, which is unshakable, uh, which is your true nature. It will take you to that deeper space inside. And it'll happen for sure, but you need a practice. You need some meditation, some technique you need. Otherwise, see, if just by reading books you could attain it, then libraries are full of books. Everyone sitting in libraries would be enlightened. So it definitely reading helps. I'm not saying it doesn't. Definitely it helps, it guides, all that is very nice. But you need a practice to take you deeper into yourself.
That was so beautiful, Dee.
Mm-hmm.
So, and one of the other questions is, what should be our biggest intention of life?
Your biggest intention of life, see, your purpose of life, you have to figure out. This life is a gift to you. It's your life. You can't ask someone else what the purpose of your life should be or what the greatest intention of your life should be. It is your call. You have to decide. But I'll tell you one more thing. If this question has come to your mind, know that you're very, very blessed. Most people don't think like this. Most people just live life. They get up in the morning, have a couple of cups of coffee, go to work, come back, flip channel, have dinner, meet friends, have a drink, do this, do that, day in, day out, day in, day out. Sometimes take a vacation here, sometimes go there. Finish, life is over. They've done nothing. It's called bhog. They just nothing. They just enjoyed the fruit of the karma for now. There are very, very few people, very few, only the very blessed are gifted with mumukshatva. Mumukshatva is what? Wanting to go deeper, knowing the purpose of existence, the purpose of life, who you are. So if this question has come to you, then that is a question of mumukshatva, and that is a very, very precious question. The question, and no one can answer that question for you. If anyone is offering to answer that question, know that that person is not the right person, because that's what Gurudev says. He says, one who knows will not tell, and one who tells no does not know. That's what you have to look for and find within yourself. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that wonderful knowledge.